So I've been kind of plateauing with my weight loss in the last couple of weeks. I had started my weight loss journey, at least this current weight loss journey that I'm on. I feel like I've been on a few weight loss journeys that have been going up and down. But when I started this one, I was clocking in at 253 pounds, and then I got down to 247 pounds. And I've been kind of like teetering between 246 and 248, just depending on the day, because like my weight fluctuates and stuff. But I have not really had any other loss. I know it's only been 2 weeks, but my goal has always been to at least have 1 pound to 2 pounds of loss per week. But I know that I haven't been very like focused or strict as far as what I'm doing in order to lose weight. I've just been trying not to binge, trying not to snack at night, and then that's kind of what helped me lose that 7 pounds that I lost after gaining a bunch of weight. And just in case this is your very first video that you've ever clicked on for me and my channel or whatever, my name is Isha. I am a 32-year-old mother of one, and I am trying to lose weight for the umpteenth time in my life. I have been kind of like on a weight loss journey since I was about 15, and I did lose almost, I think it was like around 75 pounds. I went from 220 pounds to about 146 pounds, maintained about 155 pounds for about 3 years, and then gained a bunch of weight back. By the time I was 25, I was back in the 200s. I think it was around 210. I got pregnant when I was 26, and then my highest weight, non-pregnancy weight, was 265 pounds, which was a shocking thing to see on the scale for me. And then I did start kind of slowly losing weight. I got down to, I think it was, I think when I started my other weight loss journey, I was around either 235 or 245 pounds. I think it was close to, we'll say 240, we'll go in the middle. And then I had gotten myself down to 219 pounds, like 219 point something pounds back in October of 2025. So just like a few months ago. And then I completely fell off the wagon. I kept trying to get myself back on, and then it just wasn't really working. And then I kind of just gave up completely, at least with what I was doing mentally. It was something that I still focused and thought about a lot, but I wasn't doing anything in order to try and actually lose the weight, at least not when it came to what I was eating. Yeah, so I recently decided, I was like, okay, I need to start focusing a lot more on tracking what I'm eating, or at least not eating past a certain time, in the sense of like snacking at night, because that's something I struggle a lot with, is snacking late night. I've always been a bit of a night owl versus being like an early bird. I'm trying to fix that. I recently did like a little bit of a challenge for myself to try and wake up every day between Monday and Friday at 6 a.m. And I'm still trying to stay on track with that, but I'm not aiming for perfection. I'm just trying to slowly get myself to that point. Today I woke up late because I was up late last night, like cooking food for my boyfriend, because I always forget and then I put it to last minute, but I make all his like work meals and stuff and get his lunch all packed for him. So I was doing that last night, and then I didn't get to bed until like 11:30, and then I ended up getting out of bed at 7:30 today. But I felt so well rested waking up today, and it's been a really long time since I felt like that. So I'm gonna say like that's fine. But I know that when it comes to losing weight, I'm going to have to get a little bit more serious about paying attention to what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and also with moving more. I used to get into walking and going for walks a lot more than I have been recently. I do have my fitness watch that I need to keep charged, but I keep forgetting to charge it. And then obviously if it's not charged, it doesn't really do much good for me. But I know that when I am able to track like how many calories I'm burning, even if it's not 100% correct, at least gives me like a ballpark of what I'm burning every day, because it goes on your like weight and all that kind of stuff. It's basically a little Fitbit, and then I have attached the app, obviously. So I have not weighed myself today, and I'm not going to right now because I'm wearing a big bulky sweater and I've had coffee and whatever today. I've had a banana. So it is a little past 12 noon right now, and that's all I've eaten today. I just haven't really been really hungry. I am starting to get kind of hungry now, so I know that I should probably eat something soon, because I find one of the worst things that I can do when trying to lose weight and trying not to eat too much is letting myself get to a point of being like extremely hungry, because then I don't tend to make the best choices when I'm extremely hungry, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to feed myself if I'm not hungry, but I don't want to get myself to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so hungry, I just need to eat something, I need to eat it right now, because the things that I can make very quickly are usually very high in calories and not the most satiating. So that is something that I struggle with. One thing that I've been liking lately is eggs on toast. And yeah, I find that eggs are obviously very, very good for you. Apparently there's like a lot of micro or macronutrients, whatever it's called, and they're very high in protein. So I've been liking eggs on toast lately. But I know that like I have goals, right? I really, really, really don't want to reach my mid-30s and still be over 200 pounds. I am 5'7", so being over 200 pounds, like being very close to 250 pounds is obviously not good for me. It's not healthy. It's not a weight that I should be weighing at. It's so frustrating for me because like I don't want to look like this. I don't want to weigh what I weigh, obviously. And it's just been really frustrating to try and lose the weight. Back when I was like 18, 19 and I lost a bunch of weight, like I went from 220 to 146 pounds. I felt like it was a lot easier to lose weight, and obviously being younger probably was a big factor in that. I'm now verging into my mid-30s now. I'll be 33 in August, which, oh my gosh. I both don't feel it and feel it at the same time. Like I feel older than that in some ways and then much younger than that in some ways. But I mean, age is a weird thing. So I just have a lot of goals and I don't know. I just really want to get myself back on track, paying more attention to what I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body. I want to eat things that are more healthy, whole, natural foods instead of things that come out of a box. And I have been doing actually a lot better with that over this last year. I do cook a lot of meals. I think there's a plane going over my house right now. I do cook a lot and try and eat my vegetables. Fruit is one of the things that I do not get in nearly as much as I should. But just going into my 30s going into my mid 30s, I know that I don't want to keep up these things because obviously it's not good for me. I can feel it on my joints, my hips, my knees, my ankles, everything, my back especially. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about my back because I suffer with my back so much. Last year I threw out my back a few times. One of the times was really, really bad, and it was like over a week that I was suffering and could barely move and couldn't walk properly. And I know that losing weight won't necessarily solve my back issues, but I can only imagine that having the excess weight on my body with somebody who suffers with back problems doesn't make it any better. And I just really want to be healthy. I used to want to lose weight purely for aesthetic reasons, and those reasons are still there and they're still very important to me. I want to be able to go into clothing stores and just buy whatever I want as far as like what I can afford and stuff. But knowing that they're going to carry something that I'm going to fit into and I'm not going to have to order online because most plus size clothing is only available online, or they have a very, very small selection of plus size clothing in actual stores. And I want to be able to go shopping and not have it be this like huge stressful activity. Just kind of be like natural, like, okay, I need a pair of pants. Let's go to the store and grab a pair of pants or a shirt, whatever it needs to be. My sister's wedding is coming up in July and I have been so anxious about it. I did order a couple dresses off of Shein. I have one that's still supposed to be coming in the mail. I tried two on. I was okay with one. I know like trying on things right now, I'm not going to like add anything on me. There's not one thing I'm going to put on and be like, oh yeah, I look good. It's just not going to happen at this point with the way that I see myself. But I was able to put on a dress and be like, okay, I'm comfortable in this. You know, like I know that I'm going to be in pictures. It's my sister's wedding. Of course, I'm going to have to take pictures and stuff. And I want to feel okay. You know I'm not going to feel confident. I'm not going to feel beautiful. I'm not going to feel great on that day. And which is fine because it's her day. But I also want to feel good about being in photos with my sister and whoever else is at this wedding. That's been something that's on my mind a lot lately because just anything that involves going somewhere or having to wear something that isn't just like my sweats that I normally wear at home. I just recently got invited to my sister's bachelorette party in June, and that scares me because just being around other people that I don't know, and when I am struggling with my weight, I find myself to be that much more socially anxious. I've suffered with like social anxiety pretty much my entire life, but it does seem to magnify when I feel worse about myself. So when I'm lacking in confidence, I have a really hard time being social with people that I like and with people that, sorry, I shouldn't say like, people that I know and people that I don't know. So, I mean, it's obviously a lot harder with people that I don't know, but it's that much harder when I am struggling with my physical appearance and stuff. Also, just being a mom, I think, and having a daughter, I do not want to set a bad example for her in multiple ways when it comes to like my weight and how that affects like the way that you view yourself, because I don't want her to grow up focusing on her weight too much. I want her to have healthy habits, and I want her to have an example of somebody who has those healthy habits that can be modeled for her. And right now, I don't think that she really has that, obviously. I'm trying, you know, we eat our vegetables and stuff, and we've been going out for our walks almost every single day, weather permitting. And she's either on her bike or on her scooter, and then I'll walk with her, and we do that every day after dinner during the school week. And then like on weekends we kind of just go out whenever. It's been really good to have that incorporated, because I want physical activity to be something that is just a natural part of her life, so she doesn't have to try and like figure it all out when she's older. And I mean, my mom was always good about getting physical activity in our lives. And I used to be a lot more physically active in my late teens and early 20s. And then that kind of just fizzled out. And I feel so much better, I know, when I do physical activity. It doesn't have to be like full on working out at a gym with weights. I mean, that's great too. But even just going for walks, going for hikes, just, you know, moving your body and stuff. I know that I felt a lot better when I was doing that stuff. And I do feel a lot better when I do that stuff, as long as I don't overdo it, because sometimes I'll go for like a straight walk for an hour or 2 hours, depending on if I'm walking an hour there and an hour back. And then that's kind of like how I messed up my back last year. So I'm trying to take smaller spurts when it comes to walking. Like, okay, 15 minutes here, rest, go for another 15, 20, half an hour walk, instead of like a huge 1 hour walk. And then it puts a lot of pressure on my joints and stuff. But anyways, I just know that I need to start being a lot more serious about, like, taking it a lot more serious when it comes to losing weight, because I think I need more of an action plan. And I have used this one website, I think it's called fatcalc.com or something like that. I'm sure if you put fat calc into like Google, you'll find it. And then they have like so many different types of calculators depending on what you're looking for. I like to use the one where it's like for realistic weight loss, and you basically put in your information. You put your height, you put your age, you put your gender, and then you put your current weight, you put your goal weight. And I think there's one that you can even put like the date that you want to reach it. I try not to do that because I have a huge weight loss goal. I'm like, I don't know, can I do it tomorrow? Because obviously I can't. But so I've been using that, and apparently to maintain my weight as it is right now, I would have to eat like over 3,000 calories. So I'm like, okay, I must be eating a lot of calories if I haven't been losing weight lately, because holy. And yeah, I just need to start tracking. So my plan is to go down to about 2,000 calories and try that for around 90 days. And I know that it might seem a little extreme, or maybe, I don't know, because like I hear 2,000 calories and to me I'm like, well, that's a lot of calories. But when I see how much calories it takes to maintain my weight, I've obviously been eating way more calories than that. So I think starting with 2,000 calories and trying to maintain that and track that and actually, you know, take that seriously and honor that number, and then see kind of how that affects me in the next 90 days. Because I've heard that you can't really judge whether or not something's working if you haven't given it at least 90 days of being at least 80% consistent with it. So that is my goal. I'm going to start tracking a lot more, writing down. This past week, I've been writing down everything that I eat in a day. I haven't been writing down the calories, but just like what I'm eating, just so I can kind of like be accountable below, like I actually ate more than I thought I did today, or oh, you know, I actually did better than I thought I did today. I just wanted to do like a little bit of an update on where I'm at, because I've been struggling, I think, mentally this past week, every time I step on the scale and every time I look in the mirror, because I think with summer coming up, it's just, I've become so much more aware of my weight and what I look like, and you can't hide under a winter jacket anymore and sweatpants and stuff like that. So I don't even know when it comes to like what I'm gonna wear during the summer, because I'm gonna have to buy clothing, and I don't want to buy clothing for the body that I'm in right now. But obviously, like, I have to be able to do things and enjoy the summer. Like with my daughter, she's gonna be 6. We have to have a good summer, and I don't know. I'm just feeling down, I guess, and I'm struggling, but I'm also kind of teetering to a positive side and just trying to be like, okay, this sucks, but I've done it to myself, and I need to push forward, and I need to focus, and I need to get serious and a little bit more strict with monitoring what I'm eating and making sure that I'm moving. I went on an unintentional 15-minute walk today because I got on the bus and then realized that I forgot my wallet. I was on the way to the grocery store, so I had to get off the bus and then walk the 15 minutes home. So that was good. And then I'll probably go for my other walk with my daughter again after school today, after we have dinner. I'm sorry this video is rambly and just kind of all over the place, but that's kind of just the way I'm feeling inside right now, and it sucks. But I have my goals. I'm going to do my best, And I'm going to document my journey still with what I'm eating. I'm going to try and track my calories. I have a food scale, thank goodness. And yeah, I think it's just like, it's just so tedious to have to track calories. It's not so much like a mental thing for me where I start to get like obsessive. Like that part's not really hard for me, but it's just more of like the tediousness of having to track things. And you go to eat something, you're like, ugh, I have to see like how many calories this is and I have to log it. And it's just annoying, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and I have a goal. So right now I'm around 248 pounds, we'll go on the high end, and my goal, like my ultimate goal, is to get back to 150, back to where I was before I gained all my weight. But I would be okay with even 175. Just like my first goal really is just to get under 200 pounds. I want to get into the Wonderland zone, be in the 100s again, and I don't ever want to see the 200s ever again because it sucks. But yeah, that's it. And thank you so much for watching, clicking this video. If you watched the whole thing, thank you so much, because I know that this video sucked, but I feel like I need to kind of get this out of me before I start jumping into everything, because I don't know. I just want to be honest, because I am struggling a lot right now mentally, and it just sucks when you yo-yo, you know, you lose weight and then suddenly you gain it all back plus some. I just feel a little bit defeated, right? I don't know. I feel a little bit defeated, but I'm not going to let it completely defeat me. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I will see you in a slightly better video in the future. And yeah, bye.